Do I look unhealthy? Take a look at this physique. I'm in phenomenal shape, in body and mind.
You know, I heard a quote one time from Vincent van Gogh that really rang true. He said, he has dedicated his life to his art and he has lost his mind in the process. When I sat and I thought about that, it sounded very familiar. I have given every single thing, every ounce of my life to this craft, to perfecting my craft, and I continue to do so. And in the process, I have lost my mind. To regular society, to people who wake up at 9 a.m., who clock out at 5 p.m. They would look at me and say, I've lost my mind, but me, I have found it almost.
Most young men, why they got into martial arts was to defend themselves. I started off really being into football. That was what my first dreams were, you know, being a football player, and how good you were at playing football and how good you were at fighting, you know, they were the two things where I grew up. And then maybe as I start going outside my little estate and all, conflicts start happening, and I had to kind of think to myself, right, I need to be able to defend myself now as well. Not even to get back at anyone around, just to kind of be like, alright, this guy knows what he's at, just leave him alone. No, that's it, I don't know why I'm doing it other than that really. Now I'm obsessed.
I was working in the plumbing business at the time, yeah, but it would have been around that time that John, last year I left the plumbing business, which was a horrible, horrible time, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to do this, and then I just left, and then I just stopped going, didn't get out of bed. Then my dad would come in and try and faint me out of bed, and we'd have fights, and literally, for a good while I never spoke, I didn't really speak to my dad, we just kind of stayed away from each other. Anytime I come across my dad, anytime we did speak was to fight. Because I was doing absolutely nothing. Basically felt like I was doing, God, I was a waster. You know what I mean? I was a waster. Got that, called that a lot, you know what I mean? The real stress and the real fights come from the mortgage, come from this stress of home. A lot of people are getting evicted from their homes around here. So that's something that I grew up with. That was a big stress in my family. It caused a lot of stress. So I just wanted to give it back and help out and just do that. And my mother and father are still young. Now they have their feet up, they can relax, they are in a new place, so it's good. That's something I always dreamed of. I always visualized what giving would feel like, giving to people who have given to me, what that would feel like. I always dreamed of just showing up one day and be like, here.
I always visualized good things. I always visualized victory, success, abundance.
Conor McGregor once learned about the quote by Vincent van Gogh, where he dedicated his life to his art and lost his mind in the process. When Conor thought a little about it, he realized this was the same thing happening with him. So he gave his 100% to his sport and aimed to be the best and lost his mindset in that. Success is about commitment. When you put in the work and you know what work needs to be done, then you are already at an advantage. The problem is that many of us see what needs to happen, but just don't feel like putting in the work. For him, his dream is to be number one and is his utmost priority. He started being a football player and learned about fighting when he grew up. He grew up under a lot of stress and often desired to help everyone. He believes it's you versus you. You need to beat yourself to be the best. You should not necessarily compete with others to become better, but you should compete against yourself. You will see failure, but let these failures give you insight. You need to not make the same mistakes again. Give yourself the structure necessary to build focus on what is important. If you find your focus is off, just look back to that strong base and adjust. If you are passionate about your dream, all you need to put in is effort, regardless of anything, and you will succeed. This is the philosophy and mindset Conor McGregor has. Let us know your views in the comments below.
I don't think there's a fighter that in the UFC's history that has done what I have done in the space that I have done it. And Saturday night when I go out there and put Diego away in the first round, I'll prove my worth.
No, I said I was going to put him away in the first round. I put him away in the first round. It has to be something special to come over here in my hometown and take this away from me. There's not a man alive that can come on this soil and beat me.
You know, my mind is absolutely bulletproof, solid as a rock. I am number one. So if you are number one, who gives a if number two steps out in place of number three? At the end of the day, I'm number one. So it makes no difference who is standing across the octagon from me. I will win.
What got me to where I am and where I continue to go and where I will continue to go is an insane work ethic. You can only put in that amount of work if you are doing something that you are passionate about. And that's what I have engaged my entire life's work in. You cannot fully commit to something if you are not passionate about it. So you must look at your surroundings, at the things you are involved in, and ask yourself, are you truly passionate about these things? Do you truly want to put every ounce of your being into these things? And I am blessed truly blessed by something. I am not sure what it is, but I am blessed that I was able to find my passions. These avenues that the fight game has opened up for me, I'm going down them at 100 mile an hour with no brakes and full confidence in what lies ahead, and great things are happening. So I'm very, very blessed and very motivated still. I have gone through times in my young career of lapses in motivation and seeking that energy. But you know, I'm not supposed to be here. Where I come from, it's on my whiskey proper number 12. I come from a place, Dublin 12. It is a hard-working town, a small little suburb. It has its good and it has plenty of bad, but I always like to focus on the good because the good shines through. Where I come from, we're not supposed to climb to these heights. We're told that. It's instilled in us. And I wanted to break that mold and pave the way, open up paths